We are live once again on the virtual pub. How's everybody doing? Give you a minute to join in on all the fun. Got another awesome masterclass in store for you today. See how many people are joining us. Come on, friends, in you come. Let's be having you. I know you're out there. I know you're getting notifications when we go live, so let's be having you. Drop us a comment once you joined us. Let us know you're here. Thanks for joining us. I can see you streaming in now. Nice one. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to share it with your friends and your mum and your auntie and your uncle and your brother and your sister and your kids and your grandparents. Make sure you share us on your Facebook feeds. We're streaming live on YouTube as well. So if you know anyone that doesn't have access to Facebook and you know that they might want to tune in to see Jay's talk about fitness and nutrition, then bang, there you go. There's the YouTube link. Feel free to share that one around. If you're just joining us today, we've got another masterclass session for you with personal fitness coach and guru, I'm going to call him. That's Jay Unwin. Amazing session last week with him. Really good talk about kind of how to build a training program around your specific goals. So that was super interesting. I took a lot away from it. He's here again. He's just sat backstage. I'm just waiting for a few more of you to come in before we get Jay on. But thanks to those of you that have joined us so far. If you're new around here, we do this thing every day, 4 p.m. We do a masterclass session, and every evening from 8 o'clock, apart from on Thursdays, which is today, we go a little bit later on Thursdays because of the NHS applause that happens every week now. If you weren't aware of that, be aware of it. That's 8 o'clock tonight. Open your windows, open your doors, and make some noise for the NHS and the other key workers. If you're just joining us, we got Jay Unwin on in a couple of minutes time. He's going to be talking to you about fitness and nutrition and how to build a healthy mindset around all of that stuff as well, which I think is just as valuable as actually kind of physically training. I'm doing my Noel Gallagher thing again. Not Noel, the other one, Liam, leaning into the microphone with my hands behind my back. That's my new stance. I like it. Right, we've got Jay backstage. There's enough of me waffling on. I'm going to bring Jay on because he's the expert here. Thanks for tuning in to another masterclass. Make some emojis in the comments. Let's have some applause and some boogie and emojis and that type of thing. It's Jay Unwin, everybody. Hello, mate.
All right, mate. I think I'm losing the plot a little bit.
It looks like you are.
Lockdown's getting to me, but that's what this is all about. So hopefully I'll give some people some tips on how to avoid losing it as much as I have.
Yeah. All right, mate. Nice one. Well, I'm going to hand over to you to give people a confusing motivational speech. I'll let you explain why you're dressed in like that with all the makeup and everything. I'll hand over.
All right, nice one, dude.
Nice one. I'll be here in the background if you need anything.
Cool. Lovely job.
Cool. Right, make some noise in the comments, everybody. Jay Unwin.
Right, what's up, guys? And yeah, like I said, I think we're a couple of weeks in now, or at least I am. I don't know what day you guys started your own lockdown, but we were a couple of days ahead of the curve, and I'm officially losing the plot. This is what happens when you have kids as well, because you have to find things each day to kind of amuse them. And today it was fancy dress, so here I am on the 2nd of April in full Halloween gear, but I've still got some massive value for you guys. So hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully you guys are feeling good and you're managing to cope with everything that's going on. If you tuned in to my last masterclass, which was last Friday, possibly, I've lost all track of days. I showed you how, like Sam said, I showed you how to put together a workout covering all of the major functional kind of movements your body can do. Today's slightly different. So what I'm going to be going through with you is something more on the mental side of it. And yes, I think that Sam summed it up as the most confusing motivational talk you will ever have. I'm loving the fact as well as people tune into this late, they're going to get no explanation because the explanation was at the beginning. They're just going to tune in and be like, what the hell? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jay Unwin, and I help people upgrade their daily habits and routines in order to develop greater mental and physical fitness. Last time we were talking about the physical fitness side of things. Today I want to talk about the mental fitness side of things. So this is all it's a mental fitness masterclass. If you're tuning into this and if this is something that you think would be valuable, then bung the comments up. Let me see them. I've got a screen down here as well. Exactly. Why wait? Early Halloween. Drop me some comments. Drop me some emojis if you're agreeing with anything that I'm saying and if it's really hitting home for you and if you're finding it useful. Any questions you've got as you go along, hopefully I'll be able to see them as well. So if you've got any questions, let me know as we go along and I'll try and answer them towards the end. So first off, what is mental fitness? So obviously we talk about mental health a lot. That's a real common term that we're kind of used to now. However, mental fitness is a term I prefer to use because of my definition of fitness. I mentioned this in my last masterclass, so it should ring a bell. Fitness is your ability to cope with and recover from stress. Okay, fitness is your ability to cope with and recover from stress. So your physical fitness that we were dealing with last time is your ability to cope with and recover from physical stress. It's your ability to deal with a physical demand on your body and then recover from it afterwards. And so with that definition in mind, your mental fitness is your ability to cope with and recover from mental stress. So now you know what it is. Also, just as we're going through this, I recommend grabbing yourself a pen and paper, because when we get through, especially the third kind of part of this, first part is a what is it? Second part is a why is it important? Third part is how. So the how part of it's got some real solid stuff that you can take from this and actually act on. So please grab a notebook, grab a pen and paper, because you want to get some notes on this, because it's honestly stuff that you can implement today straight away and improve your mental fitness. So with that definition in mind, in terms of your ability to cope with and recover from stress, why is it important? Well, who's been feeling stressed recently? Who's been under some stress recently? Bung it in the comments, okay? Bung it in the comments. Have you been feeling stressed recently? Have you been feeling a bit overwhelmed? Is there a bit of uncertainty going on in your life, which is causing a bit of overwhelm, a bit of stress, and a challenge in your life? If that is something that you've been dealing with, bung it in the comments. Just let me know what it is. Well, let me know whether you've been feeling stressed. Just bung the word stress in the comments, if nothing else, just in massive capital letters and loads of angry emojis. So if you've been feeling stressed recently, bung stress in the comments box and let me know, and I'll keep an eye on it. Hey, Lorraine, nice one. Cool. So that's why it's important, right? Because stress is a constant. It is not going to go away. Life, whether it's, yes, we're in a particularly unusual situation at the moment. However, there is always going to be stress in life. If it's not this, it's something else. It's going to be work related, relationships related, health related, news related anxiety. There's going to be any number of things which cause stress in your life. If you agree with me, again, let me know. So we need to be able to deal with it. A lot of people kind of have this idea of wanting to reduce stress in their life, and they want to reduce it and kind of go, oh, I want to just that chilled life, relaxing on a beach with my cocktails in the Caribbean, whatever. It's not going to happen, because no matter where you are, what you're doing, there will be stress. And that's not actually a bad thing, because stress is a necessity. We need stress. We need stress in order to grow and develop and move forward. We need stress in order to get stronger. So we need physical stress in order to get physically stronger and physically fitter, but we need mental stress in order to get mentally fitter and mentally stronger. Okay, so it is a necessity to not be able to cope with it and not be able to recover from it, and we don't want it constant with no respite. If you're a swimmer, you get out of the pool to rest and recover from your training sessions. You don't get fitter and stronger while you're training. You get fitter and stronger when you recover. So from your stress, from your mental stress, you also need to have these rest and recovery periods. And that's one thing that we're not very good at as humans, is allowing ourselves that rest and recovery. So what I'm hopefully going to be able to do is share with you a few things which will allow you to have that rest and recovery, to have those breaks in the kind of stress in order to allow it to make you fitter and stronger. Hopefully this is making sense so far, okay? And then if you cannot cope with and recover from stress, you are not going to thrive. You're barely going to survive, because the stress isn't going anywhere. That's my chipper motivational quote for you. You can take that one and stick that on your wall, Karen. Stress isn't going anywhere. Life is always going to be hard. Stick that up on your wall. Okay, mad tips from Zombie J. Luca, nice one. Glad you're on here because I knew you'd appreciate this. I knew you'd appreciate this. Cool. So, Lenka, yes, love the new look. Yeah, might just do this now. This might be my thing. This might be my thing. On stage, doing my motivational talks once this is all over, as a zombie. So yeah, that's why it's important. So what is your mental fitness? It's your ability to cope with and recover from mental stress. And a healthy amount of stress motivates you to reach goals. Absolutely, that is absolutely it. That's what I'm saying. We need that stress in order to push us forward. But what we want is also the breaks in it. Like you've said there, a healthy amount of stress, Ursula, a healthy amount of stress. And what we're very good at doing as humans is allowing that stress to build and grow into something that's not healthy. I know very well I've lost 2 careers through stress and through mental health challenges. I lost my career as a teacher. I lost my career as I lost a successful personal training business as well through stress and depression and all the things that come along with not being able to cope with and manage that stress, which is inevitable in life. So, right, onto the meaty stuff, guys, onto the meaty stuff that you can take and you can actually act on, you can actually put into practice and develop a fitter mindset, right? So, if you're, yes, Karen, it is, rest is important. If that sounds good to you, drop some likes, drop some love hearts. If you want to hear, I've got 10 things for you, okay? I've got 10 things that you can include on a daily basis. You don't have to do all of them, but even if you only take 2 or 3 of these things, you're going to get a benefit in terms of your mental fitness. And I'll tell you what, you'll also get a benefit in terms of your physical fitness as well, because it is all tied in. All right. It's a holistic approach. That's what I do here. Right. So if you want to hear this stuff, if this stuff's going to benefit you, if you feel like it's going to allow you to move through this challenging period with a bit more strength, a bit more mental fitness, a bit more resilience, then drop some likes, drop some love hearts, drop some comments, and also make sure you keep sharing this around, tagging some mates in the comments as well, because this stuff is seriously important. Okay, I'm massively passionate about it, as you can probably already tell. Okay, so if you're ready, then I'm going to bash out. Sorry, I just saw Luca messaging me in the background. Number 1. Okay, we've got 10 things. Number 1. This is why I said you need a pen and paper. Have you got a pen and paper? Has everyone got a pen and paper? Yeah, well, you should have. All right, so get yourself a pen and paper. If not, watch this back, because this will be up on the page, obviously, to watch back. So, number 1, take control. Now, this might seem like a big thing to do in an kind of era where we feel like we're kind of out of control, right? However, there are certain things you can take control of. And so the first thing that you need to do is understand that you can control certain things. You can control, in fact, one specific thing, your actions, your behaviors, your choices. That is always under your control. No matter what the circumstances, that freedom can never be taken from you. The ability to choose your attitude, your actions, and your responses to what's going on. Okay, so whereas that's maybe not something that's an action that you can take, it's something that you can change up here and just go, look, I am going to take control of certain things. I can control certain actions throughout my day. And that will allow you to move your focus from all that crap going on out in the world, which, yes, we need to be aware of, and we need to kind of follow the guidance and make sure that we know what's going on, and that we look after ourselves and the people around us, and we're all kind of chipping in to make sure we're following that guidance. But rather than getting hung up on it, we're moving our focus to the things that we can control in our daily lives. So that's a bit of a mindset shift, but it's just a choice. It's just going, you know what, I'm going to take control. That's number 1. Number 2, start your day with purpose. Start your day with purpose. And now what I mean by this is our routines have gone out of the window. Our routines are completely screwed. We're not working, or maybe we are, but our hours have changed, or our situation changed, or maybe we're working from home. Our kids are off school. Everything's kind of to pot, and we're very likely to slip into this pit of every day is a weekend. Every day's blurring into each other. I just kind of watch Netflix for 18 hours and sleep for the remainder. What I would say is start your day with purpose. So pick a time to get up. Now, I'm not saying get up early necessarily, okay, because that isn't going to be an easy change for people. Some people, they might be used to being kind of late into the evenings and stuff like that. I'm talking on the virtual pub, for Christ's sake. I'm not going to be expecting people to be getting up early, all right? But Get up at a certain time, whether that's 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10:30 a.m., 11:30 a.m. I don't care. Base it on what time you are going to be going to bed and what you actually need to do, what your life's like. Okay, but get up at a set time. Okay, I used to get up at 5 a.m. to go to work because I had to. I ain't getting up at 5 a.m. now. I can tell you that for free. But I am getting up at 7 because I want to start my day with purpose. I want to start my day with a routine because that's me taking control of the things I can take control of, and that makes me feel a lot better up here. Okay, knowing that I've got some control. So start your day with routine. Pick a time to get up and then have a set routine you go through. You might have certain things that you need to do anyway. So you might obviously have a shower, feed your pets, brew a coffee, whatever, anything like that. So create a routine where you go through the motions every morning and it becomes a ritual. And it's really reassuring in a time of chaos in particular to have rituals, routines, and habits which keep your head screwed on and keep you going, well, you know what? Despite all of this stuff, I've got these things which I can do, and then makes you feel better. It helps keep you in it. These things then become automatic, and you're not having to expend loads of energy just to do whatever. And in that, you can create some healthy habits which maybe you didn't have before, which I'll come on to in a moment. Okay, so start your day with purpose and have a routine. That's your tip number 2. Number 3 is move. Now, regular physical activity, and when the NHS talk about regular physical activity, they're talking about 150 minutes per week. So that's 5 days of half an hour. So half an hour a day, 5 days a week of moderate physical activity. Now, what that means is something that gets your heart rate up a little bit, something that gets you sweating and breathing a bit heavily. Behave. And that for 5 days out of a week is your moderate kind of exercise, your recommended regular exercise, 150 minutes throughout the week, so 30 minutes a day, 5 days. What that will do is that will reduce your risk of depression by 30%. That will reduce your risk of developing depression by 30%. If you're already struggling with depression, then sometimes that can seem like a huge barrier to work towards. I know this isn't the mental health day, so I'm not going to be going into this in any great depth, but just try and do a little bit, even if it's just 2 minutes walking around the block or walking around the garden or just out of the back door, around the house, back in through the front door, whatever, just something fresh air, something movement. Okay. But if you can do that 150 minutes throughout the week, you will reduce your risk of developing depression by 30%. And also, it switches on all these neurotransmitters in the brain. It switches on your dopamine, your serotonin, your norepinephrine, which make you feel good. They make you feel happy. The dopamine makes you feel motivated and bulletproof. The dopamine's that hit where if you've done something like you've gone and done a bungee jump or something like that, and people are absolutely shit scared the whole time they're going up. And then once they've done it, they're just like, I want to do it again. That's the dopamine. That's dopamine in the brain. It's like a motivation, makes you feel bulletproof, and you get a big hit of it when you do something challenging, and you get a big hit of it when you work out. Okay, so when you exercise, it's going to release that as well, and all of those things are going to make you more resilient, more mentally tough, and they're also going to have those knock-on effects of making you physically fitter and stronger as well. Your immune system's going to be better, which has never been more important. Okay, so that's number 3. As a recap, take control, start your day with purpose, move. Number 4. Read or otherwise learn. Okay, read or otherwise learn. Reading is a particularly meditative way of doing it in a lot of ways. So it can almost become a kind of a spiritual thing where you really, there's something about a nice book, a proper book. But if you can't get into that, use Audible audiobooks. Take an online course, go on YouTube and do some tutorials. But some kind of stimulation for your mind, learning new things will stimulate your mind. It will get the synapses firing, and it will improve your mental capacity, your mental health, your self-esteem, and all of those things. So learning new things is a real key way of keeping your brain healthy. Your brain is an organ like anything else. It's like your muscles. You need to keep your muscles healthy by using them. In order to keep your brain healthy, you've got to use it. Okay. So reading or otherwise learning, that's number 4. Find something to learn. If there's something that you particularly wanted to learn but you haven't, now's the time, right? Number 5, nourish and hydrate. Eat food that supports your health and drink plenty of water. because at these times of stress, a lot of the time our healthy habits slip off. They fall down the priorities list when in fact they should be going up the priorities list. If you treat your brain again like any other organ in the body, it requires certain nutrients to survive. It requires a balanced diet, requires plenty of water. If you are slightly dehydrated, your brain will not be functioning properly. If you are not getting all the nutrients you need, your brain will not be working properly. And if your brain isn't working properly, you're going to get periods of low mood, you're going to get anxiety, you're going to get lack of focus, lack of concentration. You're going to struggle to deal with and recover from the stress that you are under. So eat well and hydrate. We've all got running water in our houses. We're absolutely blessed to have that. So just use it, okay? Running clean water. And we've got the ability, yes, the shops aren't fully stocked as maybe they were a couple of weeks ago, but you can still get hold of healthy food, and you can still take a bit of effort to make yourself a healthy lunch, make yourself a healthy dinner, instead of having a pot noodle and a packet of biscuits, which is what one of my clients was doing previously and isn't now, okay? So just take a bit of effort, just put a bit of effort in and reap the rewards. You'll feel so much better for it. Your energy will be better, your focus will be better, you'll have less periods of low mood. It's all good, right? It's all good. Number 6, connect. And you guys are great at this already because you're connecting now. You're using the technology available to you to connect with other people. I am one of my coping strategies for being stuck indoors, because I'm not only kind of locked down in the way that you can only go out to the shops, you can only go out to work. I'm not working, I can't go out to the shops. I can go out for a walk, but I'm not going to the shops, not going anywhere like that. So for me, because I'm apparently vulnerable due to medical history stuff, I've got to be really careful. And the way that I'm missing that interaction, that human interaction. And so what I'm doing is I'm trying to connect as much as possible. That's why I'm doing these things, is because I want to talk to people and I want to give some value and I want to have that interaction. That's why I keep looking to see about messages that I'm getting and comments that I'm getting and stuff. So Jay, nice one. I can't see him coming up on here, but I can see him coming up on my laptop. I like this. I like this interaction. It stops me from going mad. So use the technology that's available to you, the Zooms and the video calls and the WhatsApp and the Facebook and everything that you've got. We've got so much, and connect with people and keep contact. In fact, use this opportunity to get into more contact, because you don't take it for granted. Now, you used to kind of take stuff for granted. You used to think, well, I can go and see such and such anytime I want, and so you didn't. And now you're kind of thinking, oh, I kind of wish that I could do those things. So please, please, please use the technology available to you to connect with other people, because we need human interaction. We are social creatures. We've evolved as such, and our brains, in order to stay mentally and physically fit, and mentally fit is what we're talking about, we need that human interaction. We need to converse with people. We need that to stimulate our emotions and our thoughts and all of that stuff, all of that good stuff, right? So please, please, please make sure you connect and use as many different ways as you can. Video is the best because you can see people and there's body language and there's all kinds of stuff. It's better than the phone. So please use video wherever possible. And with that, you can support people and other people can support you. And there's still that, you know what, I'm not feeling great today. I'm feeling a bit low. I'm losing my motivation. I'm feeling anxious about everything that's going on. And someone else can just be like, you know, I hear you. It's good. Like, if you can't feel anxious during a global crisis, when can you feel anxious? But you feel more connected, all right? So that is number 6, is connect. So just as a recap again, number 1, take control. Number 2, start your day with purpose. Number 3, move. Number 4, read or learn in some other way. Number 5, nourish your body and hydrate. Number 6, connect with other people by any means possible. Okay, we've got 4 more to go. I'll smash through these for you. Number 7 and number 8 are 2 sides of the same coin. Number 7 is consume. Okay, consume art, consume books, consume music and movies and series, and consume stuff that you didn't have time to consume before, because there's some amazing art out there. Not arbitrary consumption as well. So in the same way as when I say nourish your body, I'm not talking about just eating everything, or consume everything, but nourish your mind by consuming good quality art, good quality movies, good quality series, good quality music, good quality books, good quality anything. Just suck it all in, because there's so much out there. You could literally consume 24 hours a day good quality content. And by the end of this lockdown, you wouldn't have even scratched the surface. There is so much out there. Find the good stuff. Find the stuff that really makes you feel something. It really makes you, it stirs something. Whether it's, you know, something that's a horror film that stirs some proper fear, or an action movie, or a comedy, or a romance, or a drama, something that makes you feel something, right? And some music that makes you feel. Art's supposed to emote. It's supposed to make you feel. And we need to not just think, and the learning and the stuff that I've already talked about, to stimulate the mind, but we need to stimulate ourselves in a creative way as well. We need to stimulate ourselves with music and art and all of that good stuff. All right. So consume good quality content, good quality art, good quality music, and all the rest of it. And number 8, on the other side of that, is create. Use some time to create something, whether that is by writing, whether it's by painting or drawing or creating music, or creating content, video content, creating stuff that people can really value, stuff that people can really get something from, is an amazing way of keeping your brain fit and healthy, and also giving back and giving people something which they can really appreciate. Okay, so number 7 is to consume, and number 8 is to create. So that's the art, the creative side of it. Stimulate the creative part of your brain, not just the kind of logical side of it. And then the last 2, number 9 and number 10, again, there's a link here as well. Number 9 is find time to relax. And whatever this means to you, it could be meditation, it could be mindfulness. I could do a whole thing on just these things alone. It could be writing in a journal and getting your thoughts out, a therapeutic kind of, that cathartic, writing down what you're struggling with, writing down your hopes, your dreams, writing down your goals, writing down what you're going to do when this is over, writing about the people that you're going to connect with after this is over. Whatever. Find time to relax and just, because that, again, all of this other stuff is great for switching away from the stress, but just being is massively important. Just being. Mindfulness, if you don't know, meditation is something that a lot of people are scared of, but mindfulness makes it a little bit easier, because rather than trying to clear your mind, what you're doing is you're trying to focus on everything that's around you in a lot more clarity. So you're kind of hyper aware rather than switching off from what's around you. So just a little kind of mindfulness tip that you can use. Close your eyes wherever you are, deep breath, and then start listening. Start listening to what's around you, whether it's noises in the house, noises outside. What can you hear? Just really switch on to what you can hear. Really switch on to what you can feel, because we're very overly reliant on our eyesight. So close your eyes, use your other senses, and start tuning in to what's around you. Just do it for 2 minutes, and maybe extend it to 5 minutes. Just see how you get on. But that can really give you some time. It's a great thing to do before bed as well, or a great thing to do anytime you're feeling stressed. 2 minutes mindfulness. Okay, so that's number 9. Relax. Find time to relax. And number 10 is sleep. So like I said, it was linked in. With the sleep, make sure it's not just an arbitrary amount of sleep, but good quality sleep. So try and get your screens off for an hour before bed, so you're not looking at screens, you're not looking at your phone, you're not watching Netflix, you're not on your laptop, you're not doing whatever, you're not reading the news, scrolling through, seeing all this kind of doom and gloom stuff. But switch the screens off, do a bit of reading, do a bit of music, do a bit of meditation or mindfulness for an hour before bed. And then when you sleep, think about back at the start when I was saying start your day with purpose. Work your way back 7.5, 8 hours from when you're going to be getting up. So let's say you're going to get up at 8 o'clock, and work your way back and go to bed at midnight. It's not that hard. Okay, screens off at 11. If you want to get up at 7, go back to 7.5, 8 hours. Go to bed at 11, half 11. Go to sleep at that time. But an hour before that, screens off, and that's proper wind down relaxation time. So sleep, if you don't get enough sleep, your brain is screwed. It's just not going to function. Sleep, and it has to be good quality restful sleep. If you've been drinking a fair bit, that's going to switch off the actual rest and recovery part of sleep, which is why when you wake up after drinking, you might have slept for 10 hours, but you feel like crap. Okay, feel like you haven't slept because you haven't actually had that restorative sleep. So ditch the booze and instead, not ditch it completely again, but just have it under control and have that last hour before bed as a relaxation wind down time, so that you can get 7.5 to 8 hours sleep, good quality restorative sleep, so that your body can just shut down, reset, and wake up in the morning and you're good to go. And if you're going to bed at a certain time and you're waking up at a certain time, your body gets into a natural circadian rhythm, okay, where you know what time. As you get into that time of day, your body naturally goes, it's nearly sleep time. And when it wakes up, it's like, it's time to get up, because it's a natural rhythm. If you do it at a different time every day, your body hasn't got a clue what's going on. So set kind of bedtime, hour before sleep, screens off, relax, 7.5 to 8 hours of good quality restorative sleep, wake up at the same time every day, and start the day with purpose and routine. So just to recap those 10 things that you can take forward and actually act on today. Number one, take control. Focus on what you can control, not what is outside your control. Number two, start your day with purpose. Have a daily morning routine. You're getting up at a certain time and you have a certain routine. Okay, it's up to you what you include in that, but I would recommend including movement, which is number three. Physical activity reduces your risk of depression. It reduces the symptoms of anxiety. It's great for your head. It releases all kinds of neurotransmitters and makes you feel happy and motivated and all those good things. So move. Number four, read or take a course or something, learn. Just stimulate your mind and learn stuff that you didn't know before. Number five, nourish your body and hydrate. Keep your body fed with good quality food, nourishing food, plenty of water. Number six, connect with other people. Connect using technology and make sure that you're out there and you're still socializing. And that's why the virtual pub is epic, and I think it's such an incredible thing the guys are doing, because they're giving us some way of connecting with each other in a way that we used to do, but done in a different format. Okay, so stuff like this is epic. Stuff like the virtual pub. So hats off to the guys doing this. Honestly, massive respect. Okay, so connect with people. That's number six. Number seven and number eight are consume art and create art. Get those creative juices flowing. Okay, both by consuming good quality stuff and by putting out your own. Create something. Okay, because that feels amazing. Okay, so that's number 7 and 8. Number 9 and 10. Number 9 is relax. Give yourself time to relax. Find ways that you can relax. And number 10 is have 7.5 to 8 hours of restorative sleep. Have a little routine before you go to bed. Again, like the morning, where you get yourself wound down, ready for sleep, and you get into that circadian rhythm. Set sleep time, set waking up time, same every day, so your body gets into a rhythm of it, and you will feel so much better because your body will allow to kind of reset and start the day fresh. Okay, so those are 10 things that hopefully you can take forward and get a lot of value from. You, like I said, you don't have to do all 10 of them, but what you can do is pick one of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, whatever you can face, include them in your daily routine, and and make huge changes in the results. Small changes in your daily routine and big changes in terms of your mental fitness, and like I said, your physical fitness too. So just before I go, I'm going to let you know about a 5-day challenge that I've just launched. I'm doing a free 5-day challenge next week that's all about habit and routine change. We're onboarding people onto it on Saturday, and then I'm running it from Monday to Friday next week, and it's just all about simple ways to change your habits and routines to get mentally fitter and physically fitter. Now, I'm actually oversubscribed with it. Originally it was only supposed to be 20 spaces. Upped it to 40 spaces because I managed to rechange things around and get a couple of people to help me out with the numbers. Already gone over 40 people. It's now, I've got a waiting list, but I'm feeling a bit today, which is why I'm dressed as a zombie as well, obviously. Bit wired. So screw it. I'll open it up even more and we'll go for 50. Let's do it. So if anyone's watching this and fancies doing that challenge, bung the word challenge in the comments, and I will come onto the into the comments after this video finishes and see who's interested and send you the details, send you the where to go for more info and stuff like that. So if you want to do a 5 days working with me, there's also the chance with doing that to win 12 weeks for free, which is worth like 600 quid. 12 weeks for free working with me on habits and routines for mental and physical fitness. That's worth doing the challenge alone just to be entered into that prize draw. If you're up for it, bung challenge in the comments and I'll send you the details, and it'd be great to have you. But other than that, hopefully I'll get to speak to you guys another time. I might not be in fancy dress. Hopefully this has had some impact and that you've taken some value from this, something that you can use in your everyday life. If you have, please leave me a comment. Please send some likes and some love hearts as well. Please keep sharing the virtual pub page around as well, because it's just phenomenal what they're doing, and it needs to reach more people. Okay, big love. Thank you for watching, and back to you, Sam.
Thank you so much, Jay. Nice one, man. Thanks for the big ups on the page as well. We've been putting a lot of hard work into it, and it's feedback like that kind of keeps us going with it. So thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
No worries. It's super cool, mate. Super cool.
I managed to sneak off and have a shower while you were doing the show. So I was listening whilst I was in the shower.
I'm going to go shower.
Whilst I was listening, whilst I was in the shower, a question came to me. So if you don't mind me asking, and using you while you're here, so I'm somebody who's somewhat, I suppose, in the past struggled with a little bit of depression, anxiety, kind of addictive tendencies. So I recognise that I benefit from structure. Like when I'm on form, as I call it, when I'm kind of doing my normal routine. It's fairly extreme, I suppose. I do like a lot of wild swimming, cold showers, kind of long distance running, yoga, meditation, even some praying in there, some like mad sport climbing stuff when we're not locked up in our houses. I suppose I prefer the more kind of extreme forms of self-development. I like that big, visceral, full body experience. If I'm doing yoga, it's Kundalini yoga. If I'm going swimming, it's in a freezing cold river somewhere. So I guess I kind of got the mindset of like, if you're going to do the self-development stuff, if you're going to kind of delve into any addictions, they might as well be the ones that are beneficial to you. But one thing that I find is it takes so little for me in the mornings, for example, if I wake up in the morning, I'm feeling slightly lethargic, slightly tired, kind of whatever. If I think, for example, just have a quick coffee before I go out for my run, then that coffee can really easily turn into, now I'll have some toast. And then before you know it, I'm sat on my phone on Instagram for an hour and I've not done the morning routine. So have you got any tips for kind of sticking to your routine? I guess it's partly motivation, but partly kind of like sticking to your routine and making sure that you do these things every day. Because I find building a program can be, for me at least, I've found it quite easy because I enjoy the things that I'm doing. But often, like I say, I can fall out of the routine really easily. And I think I could do some help kind of sticking to that routine on a daily basis.
Sure. Well, there's a couple of things which kind of stand out there, and I think it's a real common thing that a lot of people struggle with, and I'm very similar to you. Like I can go all in. I've always been a very all or nothing person, and so that makes it harder to do the moderate stuff. But it's the moderate stuff that works, because if you the big stuff often is, once you do fail, you go, oh well, screw it, I'll not do anything then. If you fall off by one little bit, it's like you said, one little thing, like you go, oh, I'm going to have a coffee, then becomes into, oh well, I may as well fuck it all off now.
Yeah.
My biggest piece of advice, I'm trying to think of, there's kind of three things really. One is, yes, you need motivation, but only rely on motivation to start with. What you want to do is you want to rely on motivation and discipline to start with, but the goal is to create an automated behavior. And I mean, I know that probably in your work, you know, there's a lot of automation in terms of, you know, you're looking at, because you do like web stuff, don't you? Yeah. So, you know, there's in business, we're always talking about, you automate these different things and chatbots and email sequences, It frees you up for doing the important stuff. Now, what I try and get people to do is to automate their behaviors, because then it frees you up for the creative stuff and the fun stuff, because you've automated your behaviors. One behavior that everyone already has automated is brushing your teeth. It's just automatic. You don't have to go, right, get motivated to brush my teeth. Like, that's not a thing. So you just do it. And the goal is to get everything that you need to do in your daily routine as automatic as that. So relying on motivation to start with, yes, but aiming to get them automatic. So those are kind of two things to keep in mind. The third thing is kind of how to do that. And I don't want to, again, I don't break things down as simple as possible. So if someone had an hour's workout on their daily routine, that's very easy to slip on, because it's quite a big thing. Whereas it's like using your kind of going out for a run or going out for a wild swim or whatever. If your routine, if you go, right, I do this, and then I go out the front door. Going out the front door isn't challenging, but I guarantee you, once you're out the front door, you'll probably go for a run. So you've got to find the minimum point of resistance, and engineer your routine and engineer your environment to support that as well. So, for example, put your swimming stuff by the door, or put your running shoes by your bed, so that when you see them in the morning, you go, right, run.
Yeah.
It just reminds you. Yeah, it just reminds you. If you if your running shoes are in a cupboard, it's a barrier in between you and that action. And so you need to engineer your surroundings to support the habits and routines that you want to achieve. This is some of the stuff that I'm going to do in the 5-day challenge next week, mate. Like Luca's doing it as well. You should get involved. You'll love it.
Yeah, it sounds like it'd be really beneficial. Just the last 2 minutes of you talking has changed my life already.
Because I love you. This is the thing. Just like spend a week kind of getting into it a little bit more, and it's all kind of it's not stuff that's going to take a lot of your time, because I know that you're super busy as it is with work and then with all of this stuff as well. It's like 10-20 minutes a day. Like it's easy stuff, right? There's some written stuff and then there's some practical stuff. But this is one of the things that we talk about. It's about engineering your environment so that you go, you make things easy. And if you structure your morning routine, so you go, right, I get up, I drink a glass of water, I go to the bathroom, I put on my running gear, and I walk out the front door. And that's your routine. Bang, 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 bang. And the more you do it, yes, you rely on motivation to start with, but the more you do it, the more days in a row you do it, it just becomes like you're out of the door before you've even woken up. You walk out the door and you're like, oh, shit, better go for a run now.
Yeah.
And so you haven't even thought about the run. You've just thought about the action of stepping out the door, and you've reduced that inertia. You've reduced that friction. Yeah, that's probably the number one thing I would say would make the difference there.
That's awesome. That's actionable advice, man. Thank you. I think it's like you say, engineering your environment to facilitate your kind of the thing that you want to do anyway. Yeah, and kind of having those daily reminders and kind of making it so that you can get out of bed, and you almost, like you say, you're out the door before you've even realized you're on the routine again. Once you're outside in your running gear, you might as well go for a run, and then before you know it, all the other things start falling into place as well. I find I work more effectively in the day if I do the day that I want to do every day. By the time I get back and I do have that coffee, I've already achieved all the things that I want to achieve, and then when I sit down on my laptop, everything's falling into place.
Yeah, that's the dopamine and the serotonin and all that stuff. It's all good, mate. And yeah, a good way to remember it for anyone watching who's going to do that is make the good habits easy and the bad habits hard. Just make the bad habits hard to do. Make the good habits easy to do. Like if you don't want to have toast before you go for your run, hide the bread. Like put the bread somewhere that's just like, oh, I've got to open this cupboard and go to the back of the cupboard, and I just can't be. I'm just going to go for a run. Make the bad habits difficult. Put a barrier in the way, but then remove all the barriers for the good habits.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like I say, that's literally actionable advice. I'm going to do some of those things in a minute as soon as we get off the stream. Thank you, man. Thanks for your time again. It's awesome having you on a regular slot like this. I'm learning a lot from it. I know that everybody in the comments is saying that they're learning a lot from it. And also, it's worth mentioning that a lot of people watch these videos not necessarily live, so the views we notice rocket up in the morning as well. So I think they're going down really well. I think they're really beneficial for people. So I really appreciate you giving your time up for it, man.
Mate, love it. It's just, I think I'm a massive fan of what you're doing, and more than happy to give as much help as you guys need and as much content. And I just love it. I think this is a time when, like I said, we need to connect more now than ever, and people need support now more than ever. And so, like, why not? Let's just do it.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think we're very much kind of aligned in our thinking of kind of why we're kind of stepping up to the plate and doing these things at the moment. I think it's an important time to bring people together and to connect, and that's obviously what we've kind of built this platform off of, and it's amazing to kind of share that vision with you.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Thanks again for having me on.
Yeah, nice one, man. I'll speak to you after, but nice one. We'll do a fake goodbye now. Cheers, mate.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone, for watching. See you at 8 o'clock. No, 8:05 tonight. Don't forget to open your doors and windows and make some noise for all the key workers out there. We'll see you tonight. Boom.